Let's talk New York Mets baseball. What in the world is going on with these Mets? This was game two in the Brewers series. The Brewers series is done. This is a three-game series. The Mets have already lost this series. There's only one more game today. That is early this afternoon. We got an early game. But the Mets have lost again almost at the same score as they lost on the first game in the Brewers series. The Mets lost 9-0. They were shut out again. These Brewers have scored 19 points on these guys, unanswered points. And we're looking at the Mets, who have gone 19 straight innings without scoring a run. First back-to-back shutout loss since the team dropped two straight in June 2021 against the Braves. So it's been a while since this has happened, almost 2 years ago. Scherzer got the start for New York on Tuesday. He had a rough start and a rough finish. It didn't start well. It didn't end well from the very beginning. The first inning, he had 2 runs scored on him or whatnot. And, I mean, it was just all downhill from there. Never really got too comfortable in there. Didn't look good at all. A lot of people are saying it's because of his age. I've heard a few people out there saying, hey, is the roster a little bit too old or whatnot? He's 39 years old. Is he starting to slow up? Should the Mets do something different? Not sure. I think that it could be possibly because they started on the road and they've been on the road for this long. And there's no telling how long they were gone away from home before the season started. They could have been down there in Florida, training and, practicing, getting ready for the start of the season. So they may not have been home for the past few weeks or whatnot. And maybe they're a little bit tired of being on the road. Maybe they're ready to go home. You never know. I don't know. It's just an assumption. I'm not entirely sure. But like I said, Mad Max, Blue and Brown, Mr. Blue and Brown, as I like to call him, he had a rough day yesterday. We saw 3 consecutive homers hit on him in the 6th inning. Rowdy Tellez, Brian Anderson, and Garrett Mitchell back to back to back, 3 home runs hit on him. They actually left him in the game. Whoever watched this game, I was shocked. I was losing my daggone mind. They left him in the game. And after that, he walked the batter. And then after that, they got him the heck up out of there. Brooks Raley took the not Brooks. Brooks didn't come in until the 7th inning. Denny Reyes came in, and then he finished out that inning for Mad Max. And then in the 7th inning, Brooks Raley came in there, and it was a 5-0 deficit at that point in time. He allowed a pair of singles, and then there was a 3-run homer hit after that. I mean, it was nonstop offensive onslaught from Milwaukee. Shout out to Milwaukee. I'll give them their credit. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They came in there, they showed up, and they showed out at home. They've got another home game there again today. The Mets aren't at home for their first time until Thursday. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be happy for that. But respect to the Brewers, man. You can't take anything away from them. This is, 19 points scored on the New York Mets. 19 scoreless innings for the New York Mets, which is saying a lot in itself right there. It's ridiculous, the offensive nothingness that we're getting out of this team. I was kind of harping on Eduardo Escobar the other day, and I was saying, he might be sent back down for Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty, who's actually injured right now. He's got a sore thumb. I haven't heard too much on that. As of now, it doesn't seem like it's anything too serious. Hopefully it's not. But Beatty is out as of right now. He's injured. That sucks. We need that guy. But like I said, let me get back to what I was saying. I was harping on Eduardo Escobar. He was 1 hit out of 16 at-bats. But even our star guy, even our bigwig, one of the team leaders, Lindor, he's got 20 at-bats with only 2 hits. I mean, we've got to get something going. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're tired of being on the road. I don't know if maybe it's just a bad couple of games. But the Mets now have dropped into second place behind the Braves. The Braves are 4-1. The Mets are now at 500. They're 3-3 after these 2 back-to-back losses. This really just is not a good showing for them. And hopefully they can turn this thing around. We really need them to turn this around. I know it's early in the season. Who knows what could happen? I don't foresee this continuing. I don't see this becoming a pattern or whatnot. But it's a possibility. So, like I said, we're in Milwaukee again today before we head home. Hopefully they'll turn it around. They'll get excited about the game. come in there, show out a little bit, get a little bit of momentum going into the first home game opener or whatnot at Citi Field in Flushing, Queens. Hopefully they can, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's go Mets.